This is insane. Literally, as I just pressed test live URL and submit to Google, this website that has been live for the less than 2 minutes is already indexed. Come on, guys. Watch this entire thing. It's a very, very long video, but it's going to show you exactly how to make a niche website in under an hour without using WordPress. Welcome to the second part in this series where I'm talking about Bolt AI and monetizing websites. Now, this is going to be very, very interesting to you if you're a WordPress or Shopify or whatever kind of CMS that you're working on. If you, in your head, if you think there's a better way to do it, I also think there's a better way to do it. Now, I got a load of crap on Friday when I said that that Bolt New was going to replace WordPress. Probably what would have been better to say is something like Astro with Bolt.new is better and easier and probably will rank better and seems to be getting more indexed more quickly than something like WordPress. Now, I made probably about a year ago now, I made a website, Tiny Home Hub, and I tried to rank it on Google, and I just really, really wanted to see how that would do. I'm going to do the same thing here, okay? But I'm going to use pure AI to do it. So let's talk about how this is going to work. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just click, well, actually, before I press start a blog with Astro, I want to teach you guys a little thing that I've been working on. So you can do a search operator, site unsplash.com, in-text tiny home. And what you can actually do is you can use these images, right? They're totally free to use. You don't even need to attribute. And now what this is doing is I can now give AI these images here, right? So you can see all of these are images. If I press load, you'll see even more images. Now this is really, really cool. And this gives a resource, something that you can draw from for your website. So if you scroll and you keep scrolling, right, then you get a lot of these. Now, I don't have a better system right now. I'll just quickly try and make on ChatGPT. I'll try and make a bookmarklet that extracts image or extracts URLs that contain image URLs. Well, wait, how does this copy image address? Okay, no, so it would have to be URLs, so actually this is probably not going to save me any time. So what you can do is instead, right, I was just trying to think of a better way to do this, but you can click like here, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom here, and shift-click here, and you can see that that's just got these images here. Now do Control-C, go to Paste to Markdown, and then paste this. Now what we have is quite a long list of URLs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this list down to just a list of image URLs. So I think what I'll try and do is I will try and do sorting. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so now these are all just image links. Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted. So now Control-A, and then just double check these are all of them. So it looks like these are categories below. So yeah, I think this is correct. So let's just delete this and then paste this, and then let's just open one and just make sure it's actually an image link. So it has an alt tag as well, which is really cool. Let's just open this, make sure. Yeah, so it's an image link, perfect. So we can embed this on our website, amazing. So I'm going to say Tiny Home Hub images. What I'm actually going to do in this video, by the way, is I'm going to recreate Tiny Home Hub using only AI, using only Bolt. So we'll download this here, and then we'll attach this to Bolt. Okay, perfect. Now I have a prompt here. I'm not going to go through the prompts. You can just read it in your own time if you want. But I'll say, please always use only the attached images when embedding images. Wait, is this? I just realized that's not actually an image link, is it? That's the image link. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, this is wrong. I need to do /photo. Okay, so after a little bit of digging, quite a lot of digging, loads of digging, just so you're aware. Yeah, first of all, ChatGPT just said that it doesn't give a license, but it does. Unsplash says here it grants you irrevocable, non-exclusive, worldwide copyright license to download, copy, modify, distribute, perform, and use images for Unsplash for free, including for commercial purposes. So we'll put that to bed right now. And then I actually found out that the image link is inside this little bit here, which says data image. So what we can do is we can copy that and then Control A and paste that. Now, ideally, we would just get the image link here. Oh, this is plus. You can see it says plus. So there are some that are premium. So we'll do Control F and look for plus. So you probably want to remove any that say plus. So we'll just do that. It's kind of a long-winded method now that I'm getting to do it, but this will be worth it because then it'll have enough images to create the entire website for us without any worries about copyright or using wrong images or anything like that. So yeah.
Du har det skritt framover. Det blir en actual calculator box.
Yeah. Gotta be a better way to do this. I'll have to make like a script or something. Oh, that's pretty cool. No, not bad. Did I just lose that prompt? I hate my life when I'm doing these kind of videos. Oh, I didn't lose it. Nice. Yeah, nice. That'll work for sure. You can just tell. Oh, it did it for me. Wait, what? What? I didn't know it could do that. I mean, fair enough. What? That's crazy, dude. I didn't know it would do that. It ran it and downloaded it for me. Then people don't even need to know how to use Visual Studio Code anymore. That's crazy, dude. Focus, first of all, on the home page, making it modern, and selling any sections with cards that you're going to also make. Okay, let's do it. So this is the first time I've actually tested it using this Unsplash method. Normally, I would let it find its own Unsplash images, but just something that I've found is that this is much better. So what I've done here is I've sent it the original prompt. I've asked it to use Astro. I think I asked it to use Astro, or it's just using Astro itself. I would highly recommend Astro for this. It's super, super cool. It's super lightweight, and you can like mix React with Markdown, which is just super, super cool. So yeah, it uses like React for, the templates of things and Next.js, but then it just uses Markdown for the actual posts. So it's understandable. You can add them yourselves. It's really, really interesting. So we'll see how this works out. Just so you know, I guess we can go through the prompt while it's doing this. I want this website to be a niche website that talks about a certain topic. It has many different types of pages. For example, pillar pages, which give pillar information about the topics, blog posts, which are blog posts. Each time I ask you to make a new page type, you should remember that I want an index page, which contains all the pages of that page type. So like you have I'll show you what that actually means on my example website that I made on Friday. So if I go on sizing charts, this is what I mean by having an index page. This is the index page, the page that has all of the charts on it, right? So then I press an individual chart and it goes on the individual chart. The really cool thing about Next.js and using Bolt is that you can have any URL structure that you want. So that's another really cool added benefit of this. So we'll see what this looks like now. We'll go on preview here. And it's still loading, but that's okay. It takes a little bit of time. So it seems to have not created any example posts yet, but it's done layout, header, footer, index. Welcome to Tiny Home Hub. Bang. Look at that. Featured blog post. They don't exist yet, but they will very, very soon. And yeah, this is what... Wait, does it exist? Yeah, we go on blog. These don't exist as far as I know. This should 404. Oh. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to actually work there. That's kind of cool. Where is that? Oh, it's here. It's already here. Tiny home design. Beautiful. Look at that. So cool. Oh, man, I love it. So this is so cool. This literally took me so long to get to this point on WordPress. It's actually insane. Oh, okay, that one doesn't exist. Okay, so now we'll say, please add some more images to the blog posts and pillar pages, make them more detailed, and also make sure that everything exists. So no 404s are happening. This is really cool. I love this. Please also add breadcrumbs so people know where they are on the website. Also, make the home page automatically update when new pillar posts or new blog posts are added, and also add a small thumbnail image from the featured image of the pillar pages on the cards of on the home page. So I'm just prompting it according to what I want to see. So there's nothing special here. Like, this is all just language based. It's like talking to someone and saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. Instead of, thinking about how to do it, I'm just telling it to do it. Now, again, people are probably going to be quite resistant to this technology. I was at first as well. Like, I've used a lot of these tools, but for building and people don't even think about it because this isn't what Bolt was made for. I will admit that right now. This isn't why Bolt was made. Bolt was made to make applications, okay? It just so happens that it can also create content for you and push and, make an entire website for you. Like, look at that. That's what I just asked it to do. It's really, really nice. It's really, really cool, actually. So this should now be dynamic. So if I add a new blog post, it should put that blog post there. You can see here, it's adding a lot of different images now to the blog posts, basically in Markdown, which is really, really funny. Like, I just love how this is working. Just insane. I don't know how good the images are actually going to be, like if they're actually going to be, what it's about. Now, a really interesting way to do this, by the way, is also using Cursor and adding these images to your knowledge base on Cursor and also on Ada Chat. All of these tools, they're not made for this. They're not made for blogging. But if you think about it, they're actually going to be really good at blogging because, that's just how it works. That's how blogging works, or auto-blogging works, right? You just use AI to make blogs. So it's the same AI. It's still Claude Sonnet. So it just depends on your prompting, basically, now. Super, super interesting, guys. I really, really recommend that people check this out and don't just say no to it just because, they're so used to WordPress or whatever. So we'll have a look at one of these. Let's see. It's added some images. Perfect, just like I wanted. Now, I'm not sure why, but it doesn't seem mobile friendly, like, at all. So I might have to just mention that. But the really cool thing is, like, I don't have to go in and change this. It's just like WordPress. All I have to do is change the CMS. The CSS. I don't actually have to change anything here because this is all Markdown, which is so interesting to me, honestly. So we'll see what this comes up with. So you can see it's just added all that detailed content in front of you guys, right? And this is where the things change. Like, you can change things in the top here if you want to change something specific. And you can actually write here, by the way, if you wanted to change this featured image, for example, you can just change this yourself. You don't have to ask Bolt to change it for you. So we'll see here now what we've got. We've got this, which looks really, really nice. Perfect. These should be dynamic, and they should be added as we go. Perfect. And then we'll click on pillar pages here. Beautiful, look at that. So good. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly ask if everything is mobile friendly, and then let's see if it added the breadcrumbs that I asked it to add. Let's see. Look at that. Beautiful. So I can click back on pillar pages here. If I click on blog here and then I click on, I don't know, this for example, then I can also click back to blog, which is, really, really useful. There are always going to be some 404 pages just because it doesn't always make all the pages that it has in the header, by the way. Just, be wary of that. But yeah, you can see we're getting somewhere here. So what should we do? Let's see. Let's add another 5 blogs. Add another 5 blogs. Remember to use images and internal links to help it grow. And then I always like adding another little prompt. So make sure that everything is SEO optimized in the templates. And make sure everything is mobile friendly to including images. Okay, so we'll send that. So let's just add another 5 blog posts. Also, I'm curious to see if this will be dynamically updated on the homepage. So I'm just trusting it. You could give it a whole keyword plan. You could attach an output from my topical authority generator, for example, if you wanted to. That might actually be better, but to be honest with you, it kind of works on the same logic. So Tiny Home on Wheels was a page on Tiny Home Hub, for example. So now one thing I'm going to start having to put in is don't delete anything that currently exists, because one thing that this software, although it's really, really cool and really, really interesting and amazing, I love it. One thing it does do, which is wrong, is that it deletes old code that you think is completed, right? And then another thing, it's adding images throughout. That's good. Yeah, so just be wary of that. Sometimes it'll delete an old blog, or remove something from your header, or it'll just do certain things that you don't really want it to do. So just be wary of that. So now it's changing the layout. Good. Yeah, it's adding some meta property. It's adding some SEO. Breadcrumbs already added. Adding different styling. Adding more different styling. This is for the images because, like I said, I didn't feel like it was very mobile friendly. Pillar page, again, it's doing the same thing. It's creating some, just some CSS. Yeah, it's just making sure everything's good, right? Now it's doing an npm run dev. We should see a nice difference here. So let's see what it actually did. It added 5 blog posts. Thank you. Improved meta tags for SEO, open graph in Twitter card, meta tags for better social media sharing, responsive viewport meta tag. Okay, good. Use the description from front matter for SEO. I don't know what front matter is. Improve responsive styling for mobile devices. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, it looks like it is actually a little bit better. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, this is definitely better. You can see the images aren't completely stretched out now. Look at that. It's pretty nuts. That's not even the same image. It just happens to be, it's 2 different images, but one's zoomed in, so it considers it to be 2 different images because it doesn't know, but that's fine. Let's see, blog here. Blogs are being automatically added here, which is good. It is using the same image a few times now, which, it's bound to happen with a tool like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We now have 7 blogs. Like I said, this kind of stuff, it will happen sometimes, where it's a little bit messed up with the code. You can see this one's a little bit messed up as well. I probably wouldn't use Bolt to change that because it's going to complicate things, and I just want to focus on keeping things pretty simple. So let's add 5 more pillar pages now. Add 5 more pillar pages. Use some different images. You're always using the same images, ATM. Also, please add a sitemap, and please don't delete or remove anything you've done so far. So it's going to add a sitemap now, which in probably about 25 minutes when we launch the website, maybe 20 minutes, then we'll launch it with a sitemap and we'll put Search Console on and everything. So actually, that's a good point. We're just going to go to Search Console now because that's one thing that I want Bolt to do as well, just to show that it can do basically everything. Actually, I can't do that because haven't bought a domain yet. We'll wait until we've launched the website for that. Okay, so it's just adding some new pillar pages now. Beautiful. I mean, to be honest with you, one thing I like about this is the content is just very compact and very direct, and also it puts an incorrect date here. I wonder if, I mean, surely Google knows that this wasn't written in 2023, but I wonder if that had any impact on the ranking of the classic menswear chronicle, which is the example website from before. So tiny home communities. Shared amenity, beautiful, sure. One thing I would say is there's not a lot of very specific information here. It's not like, oh, here's a community, for example. That's okay. You can kind of expect that from an AI-generated website to not have like super specific information. That's fine. It's just the way it is. I mean, you can feed it that information. I would love to have Bolt, but like something that reads the internet as well. It'd just be completely insane. So it's making a manual sitemap. I actually don't want this, so I'll let it finish because pressing stop here is risky. But I want to use the Astro sitemap plugin, so I'm actually going to tell it that. But we'll go here, pillar pages. Let's see here. There should be some new ones. Financing, that's a new one. Financing your tiny home. Nice, sure. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to keep saying this at the bottom of every prompt now, just because I want to see if that actually affects it. So now we're going to use the Astro sitemap plugin, which is really, really easy to use. It's actually assumed that this is the website, which is okay, but... Okay, so when we run npm, it should create the file automatically, but it's set to Tiny Home Hub, which doesn't exist yet, so... But once we buy it, it will exist, so that's fine. Okay, so now we have the sitemap integrated and we have the website. Let's do something a little bit different. So let's just go to ChatGPT and we'll say, I'm making a website about tiny homes. I currently have pillar pages and blog posts. Can you think of other page types that can be repeated over and over with different information? Like conversion charts, for example, that I did for my soup website. Okay, so send it that. Floor plan comparison pages now. Cost breakdown pages. Material comparison pages. Yeah, I like that. Which material is best for, yeah, okay. So now I want you to make a new page type. Do not remove any pages or change anything else. Please just build me each one should have the meta title, which X versus Y, which is better for my tiny home, and make 7 pages. For example, wood versus, what else could you use? Plastic for my tiny home. Is that plastic good? I don't know.
But in the share you make?
Yeah, would it make a tiny home from?
Natural wood or composite wood. Composite.
Let's do 5. I don't want to give it too much. Sometimes if you give it too much, it freaks out a bit. Look at that. Slash material comparisons. Wood versus composite. I love that. Nice. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. Wow. This must be Claude. Like, it does say it's Claude, but foam versus fiberglass insulation.
Very good, yeah.
Down, dude. It's impressive. See what image it chose for that as well. I'm curious. Oops. I will see in a second. Yeah, tankless versus traditional water heaters. Damn, dude. That's impressive. I didn't even ask it to do that. I thought it was just going to come up with like...
Definitely.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I need to think of more of things like that just quickly. I was thinking about a calculator, energy efficiency calculator. Making it, I might just try that.
We've got a lot of information.
Yeah, true.
A lot of proprietary.
Yeah, tiny home, legal requirements by region. I did think about that. Cover me 10 more. No, they're actually too complicated. No, not financial options. I mean, these are all amazing ideas, but like I wouldn't. Nah, it's too complex. DIY versus professional build pages. That's a really good idea as well. Because then, yeah, it'll come up with some good ideas itself as well. Let's have a look. Material comparisons, there it is. I mean, that's perfect for that one, but yeah. Oh my God, that's... Oh, I thought it was solar panels. It's definitely...
That's right. Just
It's definitely worked there. Can we make the index pages 2 by 2, please? Also, don't remove anything that you've done so far, but please add... Wait. I think that's a really good idea as well. I think these will look a lot better if it's 2 by 2 like that instead of 1. I mean, the process that I'm doing now took me 4 days on WordPress with research. Remaking Tiny Home Hub. This comes full circle. It's so funny, dude. So you can see it's making all the indexes there 2 by 2, which is really, really cool. And now it's doing DIY versus professional / index.astro, DIY versus professional.astro. Perfect. And that's the layouts. And now it'll do 5 articles or 5, pillar pages. I love it. I want to see what it comes up with. Like, so it's starting with plumbing, DIY versus professionals. It's adding that to the header now. Okay, that's fine. It might have run out of tokens here. So the context window. There we go, yeah. It has. Okay, that's fine. We can ask it to add 4 more now. Oh yeah, DIY versus professional. Pages do not change order. Okay, let's see. Material comparisons. DIY versus professionals. Oh, it's not 2 by 2. Oh no, there's only 1. That's fine. Possibly. Is this 2 by 2? No, it's not. Still, how sick is this? So interesting. There's no WordPress here. There's no CMS. I'm just doing this using code. This is way better than anything I've ever seen. Literally. I got so much hate for that video on Friday. It's so funny. Roofing, framing, electrical. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I can just say to it again, please make it 2 by 2. Please make the index pages 2 by 2. Add everything to the home page in module blocks and generally make everything a bit more modern and clean. Do not change anything or remove anything we've worked on so far. I'll probably do the Google verification myself, the Search Console thing. I'll launch it after I've done this prompt now. This is so cool though. Like, I can't believe how good this is. I would have kept going, to be fair, like, because it seems to be pretty Seems to be a lot of ideas that we can come up with here. That's pretty cool. I mean, this is basically what people do with WordPress. They just stick everything on the home page and then have these index pages and then have the pages themselves. So, I mean, we're pretty much there. We can launch. One quick thing I want to do is that it keeps saying this in the terminal. Let's press deploy now. This is the fun part. This is where we get to actually deploy the application. So this is a very, very simple process. This is something that I thought was very difficult, but is actually easy as anything. Easy as you like. So just make note of this, npx astro build. Just whatever you're building, you'll need to know what the build thing actually is, like the build command. So this is the finalized code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press open in Stack Blitz right here. And I'm going to say create a repository. And we'll just call this, Tiny Home Hub, Tiny Home Hub example. I won't make it private, whatever. I don't really care if people see this. Okay, so we've now made that repository. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that repository. So I'll go to GitHub. If you don't really know about GitHub, you don't necessarily have to do this stage. It's just, I would recommend doing this because, it's important. So we'll have to fix the syntax there. I might just do this manually because it's probably going to be quicker than doing it. So what is this layer Ostro tile off the grid living? Okay, so now when I run npx astro build, we should get another error because I think there was another blog that had that same problem. So we'll just get that quickly. And then once we've solved those two issues, we can build it. That's fine. We saw that there were two that had the same problem, so we can very easily just now send this. Please don't change any word, but fix this formatting of this file. Don't. Now I'm scared that because I didn't say that last time, it's now removed a load of code, which I'd be very upset about. Hopefully it'll just change this file. So this is the really cool thing. You can get very granular with the prompting. Like all I wanted to do is just change this file and fix the formatting, right? So now if I press deploy, and also if I now open in what's it called? Let's just see if this works quickly. npx astro build. So this is the really cool part of this process is if this does build successfully, which I believe it will, I can't see why it wouldn't. Okay, there's the sitemap being generated. Very cool. There we go. Perfect. We can now open that website. It's now live for the internet to see. So we'll just let this finish. Okay, so the website is now live. If I open this here, you'll see, there we go. It's now live, but it's got this domain here. Okay, so, yeah, it's 2x2. I love it. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this link here. You can claim this project within the next week using this link. Sometimes this link doesn't exist and you'll have to prompt Bolt to give you it again. So I'm going to press add project here, okay? And we now have this live, okay? You might see Collection Maker Pro here. We're also making a Shopify plugin just to kind of, see what happens. So I'm going to click on this one right here. And then it even gives you the steps to setting up the next part of the process. So we'll set up a custom domain. tinyhomehub.io. Hopefully nobody's bought this domain. So we'll get this, tinyhomehub.io. Okay, it's fine. We no longer need to really worry about the bulk code, and I'm just going to quickly explain that. So I'm going to open this up. If you later want to edit yourselves, then you can reopen this chat, just so you know. It's just like ChatGPT, it'll be on the side, and you can continue editing. But what I'm going to do instead, because I know a little bit about coding and blah, 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 what is this called? tinyhomeshub.io. I'm going to do something slightly different, which is I'm going to create a GitHub repository here. And then that should be made, yeah. And then if I go on GitHub, the code should be there. Normally it doesn't go if there's an error, but I mean, this time it should be here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, whatever. I guess I need to push this code. So what I'm going to do, why is this not? Yesterday, when I pressed create a repository here, what it did was it then became a GitHub repo, but for some reason, it's not working now. Yeah, it's not actually working at the moment, which is kind of annoying because this is quite an important part of the process. There shouldn't be any environment variables, and this should work technically. There shouldn't be an issue with this. There's no reason for this not to work. I just need this on a GitHub repo, just so everyone knows. It's super, super important because then I can connect it to Netlify. Okay, so while that's doing that, let's just register this domain real quick. So domain is set up, secure your site with HTTPS, so we can verify this. This takes a little bit of time. You'll see once this stops saying awaiting, it will be ready. Okay, so we do have it on GitHub, which is exactly what we kind of needed. So what we'll do is we'll go to site configuration, continuous development, link repository, GitHub, and then this was called some weird, it was called Tiny Home, what was it, MPX Astro build. So that was the command I told you to remember before. And then we're going to press deploy here, and we'll see if this actually works. So what this is going to do is it's going to now be connected to my GitHub repo, which means if I make a change and push it to this GitHub repo, the change will actually automatically appear on the website, which is kind of really, really cool. It's just whether or not I can get it to work without it working like before, like yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday, every time I pressed create repository, it would then open a whole new window. It's so annoying that this isn't working. I literally did this like 10 times yesterday. But still, we're still going to be able to launch the website, so I'm not too fussed about it. Okay, so this will give me a new Netlify link, just so everyone knows. This is now on a different domain. So this is where things get kind of annoying. Hang on. You should be able to claim this here. No, sorry. Yeah, here. So from the link before, if you click that link again and then add project again, this will now be here instead. So you'll have to set up the domain again. I know that seems kind of confusing, but that's because I don't have GitHub connected because it's not working. Let me just double check. Let me see if I can get GitHub to work here in this new project, just in case it does actually work, which would be amazing. No, it still doesn't work. It's just not playing ball right now. That's fine. So we've now launched this again on a new domain. So what I'm going to have to quickly do, and this won't reset the process that it's doing at the moment, is I have to remove it from this one. But before I do that, I want to see if it's live or not. It's still not live. Jesus. I have to remove this because I have to put it on the new one. This is kind of an annoying process, guys. I'm not going to lie. It is a little bit confusing. So it's this one here, Tiny Elf. And then tinyhomeshub.io, verify, add domain. Okay, now we have to wait, basically. Obviously. There we go. Website successfully launched. Jesus, right. So let's go to /sitemap index.xml. Let's just check things out. Beautiful. We have a sitemap, and we actually, yeah, there's the sitemap. Beautiful. So what I would like to do, and I really wish there was an easier way to do this than relaunch the entire project, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that in this video, actually, to be honest with you, because it's just not going to work very easily, is launch this on Search Console. If I was connected to GitHub, it's a 2-minute job. The fact that I'm not connected to GitHub, it's a little bit longer. But let's just try and do it anyway, just because, may as well. So we'll add property here. Continue. HTML tag, copy this, and then we're going to have to do it like this because it's not connected to GitHub. So add this to, I can just add it myself, actually. I know exactly where to put it. It's in the index.astro file right here. Please deploy again. I've just added the Google verification. Unfortunately, this is the best way to do it if it's not connected to GitHub. This is very annoying that the GitHub connection didn't work. But just so you know, once you set up GitHub here, if you can manage to connect it to a GitHub repo, on-site configuration, continuous deployment, if you link this repository and it works properly, every time you push an update to GitHub, it will automatically update, which is really, really cool. You can ignore this as well. It says that the site is now live, blah, blah, blah. This is incorrect. We don't want that link. We want this link that it'll give me after npx astro build has finished. So I'll just give this 2 seconds. This is going to be worth it, guys. Trust me, because obviously you want to get your websites indexed. So Search Console is vital to that. So we can now click here. It's now on a new one of these. So we'll claim the app by scrolling up. and going to this claim link. I don't know what is going on with the weird claim system here, but yeah, it's kind of weird. So now what we want to do is we want to go back to this one, domain management. This is a very hodgepodge way of doing this, guys. I do apologize. It's much easier if you're connected to GitHub. We'll remove this, and you can do this anytime you want, by the way. If you don't want to bother with GitHub, you can just keep making changes and then redeploying. And then when you set the custom domain, so tinyhomeshub.io, this time it's going to be an instant connection, or it should be as far as I know. There we go. And then if we now go to Search Console and press verify, this should work. Yeah, perfect. We now have tinyhomeshub.io. It's now verified on Search Console. And let's go to sitemaps. And we'll just give it this sitemap as well. There we go. Sitemap submitted successfully. So final thing I want you to do, if you're following along this process and you want kind of things to go smoothly, is test this URL, the homepage on the inspect button at the top of Google. So we're just testing this live URL now, and then the final thing we're going to do before the end of the video, once this is finished, is request indexing. This website now will start to naturally get indexed. We can check this tomorrow. We'll see how many pages are indexed. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end, you're an absolute legend. This was a really, really exciting video to make. I'll see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out. Watch this video if you're interested in making money online using AI-generated websites.